Call Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect. The Akim out there spreading the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth. All right, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. Shalom to the few sisters that do listen to us as well. This is the brother Yarmaya from the Great Millstone Chicago camp, basically coming to you with another lesson, a lesson concerning the time that we in the Passover time, and the apostles, the elders, the brothers, and various, Great Millstone camps throughout the country did lessons on it, live shows, sit downs, and basically this is my 2 cents or whatever, concerning, the Passover. It's the week of the Passover, the feast of unleavened bread, where you physically throw out all the leaven out of your household, in your house, your abode, all right, your body, is your house. So we don't want no leaven, which is representing of sin in our body neither. That's why because the scripture says what? A little leaven, leaven's a whole lump, and we don't want that, in us. We want to, like the ancient world, in Egypt, when the Passover first went down, you took the lamb and you put the blood over the doorpost, all right, and you were covered by that blood, and the death angels passed you, all right, and we want to get past. We don't want to get dealt with, all right, so we cover ourselves with what? The blood of Yahweh Shai, and we rid ourselves of that leaven, because if you got that leaven in you, you won't be covered, you won't be sealed in the destruction which is to come. All right, because the destruction is to come, and the destruction is here. I've been around the block a couple times, with the Passover, so to speak, and it's always guys getting destroyed around the Passover, always guys falling out. You have guys coming in too, into this walk around this time. All right, and it's the new year. It's the beginning of the new year. This month. So we like the apostles say, we always want to walk on eggshells, and it's true, but especially the time of the Passover, it's a very heavy spiritual vibration during the time of the Passover. All right, but with that being said, this is our 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. It says, "Your glorying is not good. Know ye that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, our Passover is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us feast, Telaki, therefore let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness." And that's why I was saying the leaven is a representation of sin. All right, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Sincerity and truth. All right, that's the point. All right, he wants us to mortify the deeds of the flesh, like it also says, all right, in the scriptures. All right, it says to keep this feast with unleavened bread of sincerity and truth, and that's what we want to do. That's why the Lord said what? As a matter of fact, let me get that. Because we do have a physical celebration, where we get together, we read the Torah, we lift up some prayers in the Hebrew. We we eat the Passover, we eat the lamb, we eat the unleavened bread, we eat the bitter herbs. All right, because the time, that bitter herbs represent the affliction. All right, and we were afflicted in Egypt. All right, the straits. The scriptures refer to Egypt as the house of bondage. All right. And we are in that new Egypt today. All right, being afflicted like a motherfucker. That's why in Revelations, I think that's 11 says exactly what it says. It talks about that place which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And that's nowhere but America, man. It ain't no way getting around it. It says Sodom and Egypt while the Lord was crucified. All right. That's America. Let me get this Matthew. I think it's Matthew 26. Let me see. make a point. This is Salakia for the time. Um, like the yeah, this is Matthew 26. I wanted to get the right verse, and I didn't want to look it up on the phone. That was some hassle. But this is Matthew 26 and 24. It said, "The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born." And he was speaking of Judas. Then Judas, which betrayed him, said, "Master, is it I?" He said unto him, thou hast said. So Judas betrayed him, all right, during the time of the Passover, all right, because Judas was wicked, all right, and he got cast out, all right. He's not going to be passed over, so to speak. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, wasn't dealing with Judas, all right. He was dealing with him to a point, but then he was cast out, and that's not the spirit you want to be in, all right. Where the Lord was dealing with you, he was walking you. This is a man who was with Yahushua every day, man. All right. It said, then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said, thou hast said. It said, as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is the blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. And that's us being covered by the blood of Yahushua, our Passover lamb, being covered by the lamb, all right, being exempt from that judgment, because judgment is coming to the house of Israel, all right, judgment is coming to the whole earth, and we don't want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of it being that we the elect and we delivered from it, and we be the rulers in the first round draft pick, all right, and the judge this place, all right, but not the destruction of it. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth, verse 29, but I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth the fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Hallelujah. So that's the Lord Yahweh Shai. Even saying he gonna actually sit down and eat and drink with the men that were whom that blood was actually shed for. Okay, and I had made a point just to make another point. I had said this is the second Exodus. I know I'm all over the place, kinda, but these are just my Passover views. This wasn't a lesson to that I wrote down or nothing like that. It's just getting in the spirit. During the week of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah. Matter of fact, let me get it. This is Jeremiah 16, and I'm gonna start at 14. This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. It said, Behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children. But the Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whether he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. And that's what's going to happen. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring us back into the land of Israel, all right, via the chariots, all right, after he destroys this place. Nothing else is going to happen. This is the land of the north. He's going to deliver us from the land of the north. Just like everything else he said in the scriptures is going to happen, as far as us going into slavery, the children of Israel coming out of Egypt the first time, the children of Israel are going to come out of Egypt the second time. And we're going to be rulers. We're going to be kings. We're going to be priests. We ain't going to be niggas and bitches no more. All right? Niggas and spiggers no more. Right? When you read the Revelations, the 7th chapter, he tells you that he had 12,000 men. out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he said about that great innumerable multitude, which is predominantly women and children. All right, confusion to face Israelites that look like the other nations. All right. He said what in that chapter of Revelations? He said, "These are they which be delivered out of great tribulation." All right, and going into the thing because I had quoted it a couple of times. This is Ezekiel 9:4, it says, "And Yahweh said unto them, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." All right. And hey, during the time we was coming out of Egypt, Moses was crying. They got a song dedicated to it called what? Let my people go. All right. They wanted out of that jail. All right. And the men that are sighing and crying today, they're going to be marked. They're going to have that blood over their doorpost, and they're going to get out this jail. All right. Just like a woman in the scriptures who, got raped, unlawfully. She had a husband. She cried out, and the rapist was put to death. Esau's the biggest rapist ever, mentally, physically, however you want it, man. All right. Right now, we in the hands of our enemy. We in the hands of Esau, and we crying inside. It said unto the others, he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite, and let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not unto any man whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, and this is going to happen again. All right, because we got to be exempt from judgment. All right, we got to be exempt from judgment during this Passover time. So if you want to be exempt from judgment, purge out the old leaven, the sin, mortify the deeds of the flesh. Tighten up. All right, if a brother brings something to your attention, pay attention to it. Even if you do it in a shriek matter, if you do it in a joking matter, if two or three brothers said it, hey, wherever two or three are gathered, then I'm in the midst of them. Let two or three witnesses be established. Sometimes a brother just a common character trait that'll come out about you that might not be lucrative, towards your salvation. You might want to tighten up in that area. It's just a Passover season, man. We want to be in the spirit, much as possible. But hopefully this video was edifying. I was on a Passover rant. But with that being said, call aloud, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone and to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Endure.